Imagine this, a story so wild, so unexpected, that it feels like something straight out of a Hollywood thriller. Except it's not fiction, it's real life, and at the center of it all is none other than Sean Diddy Combs, the man who has built an empire on charisma, ambition, and an unshakable knack for reinvention. But even Diddy, with his larger-than-life persona and decades-long reign in the entertainment world, couldn't have prepared us for what came next. What you're about to hear will leave you speechless. Let's start by rewinding just a little. Diddy, rapper, mogul, cultural icon, has always been a figure shrouded in both admiration and controversy. For years he's stood as one of music's most polarizing figures. On one hand, there's no denying his genius. He revolutionized hip-hop with Bad Boy Records, launched careers that would define generations, and turned himself into a brand worth billions. Yet beneath the glitz and glamour lies a man whose life seems perpetually entangled in chaos, scandal, and questions that refuse to go away quietly. Now, here we are again, staring down another chapter in the saga of Diddy. This time, though, it feels different. The allegations swirling around him aren't just tabloid fodder or whispers behind closed doors. They're seismic enough to shake the very foundation of everything he's built. It's the kind of story that makes you question how much you really know about someone, no matter how famous they are. So let's dive in. Picture this: federal agents storming Diddy's opulent properties, seizing documents, electronics, and anything else that might hold answers to the mounting questions, helicopters circling above, reporters camped outside, and the internet ablaze with speculation. If you've ever wondered what it looks like when a titan falls, or at least teeters on the edge, this was your front row seat. What exactly are the feds investigating? That's where things get murkier, more complex, and infinitely more shocking. At the heart of this latest drama are allegations of criminal enterprise, racketeering, and conduct so egregious that it reads like the plot of a crime novel. We're talking wiretaps, encrypted messages, shadowy associates, and accusations that stretch far beyond the typical celebrity scandals we've grown accustomed to. This isn't just about bad behavior anymore. It's about patterns, systems, and alleged operations that span years, if not decades. And then there's the human element. Beyond the legal jargon and courtroom theatrics, there are people involved, real lives impacted by whatever truths lie buried beneath the surface. Stories have emerged from individuals claiming abuse, manipulation, and exploitation. These voices, once silenced or ignored, are now stepping into the light, demanding accountability. It's a chilling reminder that behind every headline is a person with pain, fear, and resilience. But let's pause for a moment and zoom out. How did we get here? How does someone who seemed untouchable, a man who practically wrote the playbook on navigating fame, find themselves under such intense scrutiny? To understand that, you need to look back at Diddy's rise to power, because it's impossible to separate the man from the myth. From his early days hustling mixtapes in Harlem to becoming one of the most influential figures in modern music, Diddy's journey has always been marked by extremes. Extreme talent, extreme ambition, and yes, extreme controversy. Think about it. Diddy didn't just create hits, he created moments. Mo money, mo problems. I Need a Girl, Hello Good Morning. These weren't just songs, they were cultural touchstones. But alongside those successes came headlines that painted a darker picture. There was the infamous 1999 nightclub shooting that left one man dead and landed Diddy in court. Then came lawsuits, countersuits, and settlements that hinted at a lifestyle steeped in excess and danger. Each time, Diddy managed to emerge relatively unscathed, his empire intact, his star power undiminished. Or so it seemed. Fast forward to today, and the stakes feel higher than ever. The current investigation goes beyond mere allegations of misconduct. It delves into the inner workings of Diddy's business dealings, his relationships, and the web of influence he allegedly wielded over those around him. Prosecutors are reportedly examining whether Diddy orchestrated schemes involving bribery, coercion, and other illegal activities to maintain control and protect his interests. If true, it paints a portrait of a man who operated not just as a celebrity, but as the head of something far more sinister. Of course, none of this happens in a vacuum. Diddy's story is deeply intertwined with the broader landscape of hip-hop culture, race, and the American dream. Here was a black man from humble beginnings, who clawed his way to the top of an industry dominated by white executives. He broke barriers, shattered glass ceilings, and became a symbol of success for millions. Yet, as the saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And right now, Diddy is falling fast. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the public reaction. Social media is ablaze with memes, hot takes, and debates about whether Diddy deserves redemption or condemnation. Some defend him, pointing to his contributions to music and philanthropy. Others argue that his past misdeeds should have raised red flags long ago. Meanwhile, fans are left grappling with the uncomfortable realization that their idol may not be who they thought he was. It's a classic case of cognitive dissonance, the tension between what we want to believe and what reality forces us to confront. And yet, amidst all the noise, there's a deeper conversation happening, one about accountability, justice, and the price of unchecked power. When someone achieves the level of success Diddy has, do they become untouchable? Are they held to different standards than the rest of us? Or does fame provide a shield allowing them to operate above the law until the evidence becomes too overwhelming to ignore? These are the kinds of questions this scandal forces us to ask, not just about Diddy, but about society as a whole. Now let's talk about timing. Why now? After all these years, why is Diddy facing such intense scrutiny at this particular moment? Some speculate it's part of a broader crackdown on high-profile figures accused of wrongdoing. Others suggest it's the result of shifting societal norms, where behaviors once tolerated are no longer acceptable. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: the walls are closing in and Diddy is running out of places to hide. The details of the investigation are still unfolding, but already cracks are beginning to show. Former associates are speaking out, revealing secrets they claim they've kept hidden for years. Financial records are being scrutinized, connections traced and motives questioned. It's a painstaking process, one that requires piecing together fragments of a puzzle that spans continents, industries and decades. At times it feels less like a legal battle, and more like a chess game, with each move carefully calculated and fraught with implications. Meanwhile, Diddy himself remains largely silent, save for cryptic posts on social media and statements released through his lawyers. Is it a strategic decision, an attempt to avoid self-incrimination, or is it simply denial, a refusal to acknowledge the gravity of the situation? Either way, his silence speaks volumes, leaving observers to fill in the blanks with their own interpretations. One thing is certain: the ripple effects of this scandal extend far beyond Diddy himself. His family, friends, colleagues and countless others connected to him are caught in the crossfire. Careers are at risk, reputations tarnished, and futures uncertain. Even Bad Boy Records, the label that started it all, finds itself in jeopardy, its legacy forever altered by the actions of its founder. It's a sobering reminder that no empire is truly invincible, no matter how mighty it appears on the surface. And then there's the impact on hip-hop culture as a whole. For better or worse, Diddy has been a defining force within the genre for nearly 3 decades. His influence can be seen in everything from marketing strategies, to artist development, to the very sound of contemporary rap music. To see him embroiled in such a scandal is to witness the unraveling of a cornerstone of the industry. It raises questions about the future of hip-hop, its values and the role of accountability within its ranks. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of this entire saga is the duality of Diddy's persona. On one hand, there's the visionary entrepreneur, the man who turned grit and determination into gold. On the other, there's the enigma, the figure cloaked in mystery and contradiction. Who is the real Diddy? Is he the trailblazer who opened doors for countless artists? Or is he something else entirely? The truth likely lies somewhere in between, a messy amalgamation of light and darkness that defies easy categorization. As the investigation continues, new revelations are sure to emerge, each one more explosive than the last. Will Diddy manage to weather this storm, as he has so many others before, or will this finally be the reckoning he couldn't escape? Only time will tell. In the meantime, the world watches, waits, and wonders what comes next. It's important to note that while the allegations against Diddy are serious, they remain just that, allegations. Until proven otherwise, he is entitled to the presumption of innocence, a cornerstone of our legal system. Still, the sheer volume of claims, coupled with the resources being poured into the investigation, suggests that this is far from over. Justice, after all, moves slowly but inexorably toward the truth. In the end, Diddy's newest scandal serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that power, wealth, and fame come with strings attached. They demand vigilance, responsibility, and an unwavering commitment to doing what's right. Fail to uphold those principles, and you risk losing everything you've worked so hard to achieve. Whether Diddy learns that lesson remains to be seen, but one thing is undeniable: his story is far from finished. As listeners, we find ourselves at a crossroads. Do we dismiss these allegations as baseless attacks, products of envy or conspiracy, or do we take them seriously, recognizing the potential harm caused by turning a blind eye? The answer isn't simple, nor should it be. Scandals like this challenge us to reflect on our own values, biases, and assumptions about the people we admire. They force us to confront uncomfortable truths about the intersection of fame, morality, and justice. Ultimately, Diddy's downfall, if indeed it unfolds as dramatically as it seems poised to, will serve as a watershed moment in pop culture history. It will spark conversations, inspire art and reshape the narrative around celebrity accountability, and while the specifics of his case may fade from memory over time, the lessons it imparts will linger, reminding us that even the brightest stars can burn out when consumed by their own flames. So as you digest this whirlwind of information, consider what it means for you personally. How do you reconcile the image of Diddy, the innovator, the entertainer, the mogul, with the allegations now threatening to overshadow his legacy? Can you separate the art from the artist, or does the latter inevitably taint the former? These are the kinds of questions that keep us engaged, that make stories like this resonate long after the headlines fade. For now, all we can do is wait and watch as events unfold. Will Diddy rise from the ashes, once again, proving naysayers wrong and cementing his status as a survivor? Or will this mark the beginning of the end for one of music's most storied careers? Regardless of the outcome, one thing is clear: Diddy's newest scandal will leave you speechless, and perhaps, just perhaps, a little wiser for having witnessed it.